Welcome to another edition of YatlifeChronicles, where we are better together than separated. Listen, I pulled down on the queen of Richable today. You know what I'm saying? Listen, ever since I've been knowing her, she's been the alchemist. You know, she's always known the art of alchemy. She always knew how to capitalize off of opportunities. When you got people that sit back there in the background and they watch other people. Kenya was one of the other persons that I watched. Over the years, I never really, we knew of each other, but we didn't really know each other. But I always wanted to get an inside look about how she do things, how she come up with all these creative skills and these unique ideas that she's just steady keep coming with. And I was sitting out here in the yard today. Very beautiful house, very beautiful yard. I mean, lifestyle is nice. And I couldn't help but to say to myself, man, she is a very creative person. From the yard work to the decorate, like she was an interior decorator. It's just so many personalities and so many extensions to her personality. So I wanted to bring you guys in her home today, man, and to her palace to get to know her and get to know who she is. So Kenya, why don't you go and introduce yourself?
Well, hi, my name is Kenya Parker. Some of y'all know me already, but I am the CEO, owner of Richable Lifestyle and Company, a brand that I birthed around 4 years ago. And I'm a hairstylist. I am an interior decorator. I cook. I have my own barbecue Rich Shack. I just launched a Rich Shack out here with the best barbecue you probably ever gonna taste in your life. And I do mortuary work. I help others. I just raise, I raise money and I just do a lot for the community.
Right. So I wanted you to go back for a little bit and tell us about how was it for you growing up? Because we see the finished product of what you are now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We see the woman that you are now.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? So we want to go back to the beginning. You know what I'm saying? We want to go back to Kenya finding that identity, the Kenya finding herself. You know what I'm saying? Being able to morph into the woman that you are today. You know what I'm saying? How was your childhood growing up?
My childhood growing up was, I guess we was considered poor. I grew up in the projects. So I was born and raised in the projects. So when I came from Saginaw General, we went to the projects, went home. And so growing up in my household, we was brought up with a lot of rich ethnics. My grandmother was very, she was a classy lady. She was very adequate about how she spoke, her language and everything. So inside the household, we was raised how to be women, and just how to speak and proper language. We couldn't
Right, wasn't no talking back.
No,
none of that.
No.
Yeah, they was raising you to be a woman with class.
Yeah, so with that, and then First Ward Community Center, that was another
center.
Yeah, it was another way, a raising. We were,
right.
if your mother wasn't doing it at home, you can go to First Ward, and it was a team of people that you could learn. They even had etiquette class there.
Right.
As kids. They took us on shopping sprees and took us outside of the community, because in the community, the community that I lived in, we didn't go outside of the community for anything. Everything was already.
All y'all resources was
all the resources was already there.
Right. So, and I'll see you want to talk a little bit more about your childhood and thinking about going through that then and how things are now. They don't have no programs for the girls. They don't have too much general education outside of school where they can learn the skills and learn some of the creative ideas and creative ways and things that you have inherited. Because on your way up, you knew how to cling on to your inclinations. You know how to tap into the things that you like in order to capitalize off of it.
Yeah.
Because of these childhood centers and these different villages of people that was helping raise you. Now today, you know, nobody want to listen to nobody. You know, it's like everybody just raising themselves.
Exactly.
You know, and at the end of the day, I mean, so how can you? So how is it? How are they able to develop any creative skills and creative habits without any type of discipline, without listening, without, you know, putting an ear to what somebody got to say to you in order to help you move forward?
You gotta listen. I mean, you have to listen, and you most definitely need to listen to people who did already paved the way and made it possible for you. So, but growing up, like I said, in younger, we had to listen to our elders. So now I don't know if people teach their kids that, you know, not to talk back to your elders and to open the door for them and things of that nature. So we was brought up with the whole solid foundation of respect. The respect was just key. That was number one. So, and so that's another thing. And where I get a lot of my creativity from, and like I was saying at First Ward, I was in dance groups as a kid. We was going to nursing homes when I was around 7, 8, 9. Hospitals, we was dancing routines, and they took us around, and we went and entertained the elderly people as we were kids. So there was a lot of practice, a lot of that. So my grandmother would sew us our outfits and shiny like Tina Turner type of outfits, and so we danced our Prince and When Doves Crying, and things of that nature.
So them creative abilities was a transfer because your grandmother was sewing your clothes.
Oh yeah.
So did you get a lot of them skills from her?
Oh yeah. Let me tell you about my household. We had to wear encyclopedias on our head. We had to walk with one foot in front of the other. We had to learn how to walk in high heels. So that was something that we had to do as kids, and we didn't understand why my grandmother was. We know why we had to do that. And I remember my uncle coming from California, and he used to be like, "And why you leave them kids alone, them girls alone?" But we know how to walk in heels. I know how to walk with my head held high. I was taught that. So that was one thing my grandmother taught us in the house, was to hold our heads up high. That was it. Period. Point blank.
No matter what the situation was, no matter what you was going through.
Yeah.
No matter what kind of like disturbance you was going through mentally, I understand what you're saying.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah, because living in the projects, you know, it wasn't all bad, but
it was rough.
Yeah.
It was poverty.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of impoverishment going on, a lot of violence. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, a lot of vacancies. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
A lot of, crack and cocaine took
drugs,
over the neighborhood.
Yeah. So at that point in time back then, it was hard to really. You had to keep your arms around little girls at that point in time back then, so they don't get out there and get influenced by these different negative things. You know, as to where now it's a little bit different.
Yes, it's way different. I mean,
you know,
because see, and we growing up, we went outside to play. Right. We wasn't sitting in front of a phone or a TV all day like that. We was playing. Yeah. I was playing football.
Like, listen, I was just telling my man earlier. I was talking to him, and I was saying, we was talking about how a lot of kids talking about they from the trenches. I say, man, what trenches?
Yeah.
I don't see no kids in the trenches. The only thing I see kids is on the video games. That's not in the trenches.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just a different world. You know, being in front of that TV, being in front of that video game all day, and that's what has taken over. Not saying we have nothing against that, no offense to that, but we evolve with it as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, but it's just that. You know, as a unit, we have to evolve as well, you know, as to where we don't have digital dementia where we just dealing with that all day and we don't have no realities in our life. We're not dealing with no realities in our life.
Yeah.
You know, so with that game and growing up, y'all didn't have that type of stuff. You know,
we had an Atari. We had something. We did have it was video games back out then,
Right.
you know, Pac-Man and certain stuff like that. But we did it. But that wasn't all we did. We like I said, we played football. We stole bikes.
Yeah, did it all.
Yeah. We go to the junkyard, get frames for bikes. We go,
Yeah.
go, you know what I'm saying? We go spray paint them and get
Yeah.
tires, and you know, and we people wasn't buying us bikes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We were so creative out there. We made our own
Right.
the what you call them in the little houses in the backyard.
Gardens,
No, we was in there.
playhouses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, they wouldn't even. They was more than a playhouse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, because we had like, you know, very skillful people. That my homeboys
Right.
like Harry Frazier. You know, he was the electrician of the neighborhood. So he would run electricity out to the backyard and
Right.
clubhouses. We had
Right.
our club. We did our clubhouse with carpet and units and I mean everything.
Had everything going on.
Everything we did, we had to build it. We had to create.
Right.
We like I said, we bought our own. When we ain't buying, you know, we would create, buy our own bikes and everything.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
we'll get the stickers.
Right.
You know, we was trying to
Tinkering with things.
Yeah, we were trying to
Yeah.
be like the other kids.
So you
and we made
learned
it
at a
happen.
young age. So you learned at a young age having to, you know, with your grandma, you know, teaching you creative abilities. Then you out on your own, you know, you in the world learning different things.
I'm telling you.
You know, and you able to just put it all together
Listen,
and become the alchemist. How do you do that? And you started at a young age.
we had a sewing machine in the house. We had a pressing machine in the house, which my grandmother ironed pressed clothes. You know,
Right.
like that was all in the house. Hanging them up, made our own starches to wash, you know, iron clothes, hang them in our plastic. You know, everything was done in order.
Right, organized.
Oh yeah, I mean, so and I used to think, I don't know, this would be like you used to see people just ironing. We had to do stuff.
Right.
We had to iron our curtains and. You know, and
Right.
my grandmother, she never.
Real meticulous with things.
Oh yeah, my grandmother, she never. You know, we went to rummage sales. You know, so I growed up a lot of secondhand. Allowance was
Right.
real short.
Right,
We
a
didn't
lot
have
of stuff that people disdain, you will be able to go in there and take it and say, hey, I could do this with it, or hey, I can do that with it.
And that's what
no
I do.
matter what it was, you know.
That's what I do today.
Exactly. So we want to talk a little bit about, you know, so when did you first get into, what you get into, hair first or you got into clothes first?
Hair.
You got into hair first.
Yes.
So how did that come about? How did you get into hair? When the first time you just did hair and decided you liked it?
The first time, well, I'll say it like this. I always combed my own hair growing up, going to school. Like,
Right.
nobody combs my hair. And
Right.
you know how these kids get the opportunity to go to the hair stores and, you know, they crying because they don't get their hair braided or done. Didn't know nothing about none of that. So I made my own conditioners. When it rained, I got the pots. You know, we would just let them catch the rain and do eggs, mayonnaise. So we didn't go to hair stores.
Right.
So everything that we did, we had to
Make it on your own.
We had to make our pizzas. We had
The
to
art
make.
of alchemy.
We had to
She
make.
had to make it on iron. She had to turn dirt into diamonds.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what this show is about today. You know what I'm saying? She's the alchemist. You know, but keep going.
Yeah, so we had to do everything. These kids right now, they get pizza
Right.
ordered to the house, and
Right.
that was like
They don't even want to drive cars no more. They want to get Ubered everywhere.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
who don't want no car no more on their birthday? They want to get Ubered now.
Yeah.
You know, the world is a lot different now.
It
The world
is.
is a lot different, and we just have to evolve with it, you know. And when you started doing, okay, so.
the hair thing.
Yeah.
I was like I said, I combed my brother combed my hair as a kid. My brother did, so he did the best he could, and I had long hair. And he'd comb it up and put a little. I said, love my little ponytail. Could nobody do my ponytail like him? You know, I'm just saying, you know, I didn't grow up with all that pampering and
Right,
you
right.
know what I'm saying. So I did my own hair. So
Right.
throughout, and I was always very articulate and neat and
Right.
party. I just wanted my hair to be pretty.
Right.
And as a kid, we'd get the Crisco, that's how we order our scalp. It wasn't no grease and stuff, Blue Magic. No, it came later, but that's just, how it was. So I always done my own hair after my brother had stopped doing it. And and everybody in the neighborhood always thought somebody was keeping me up.
Right. But all the time it was yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Using the small resources that she had at home, in order to make it an output and make it work for her. Yeah. And she's developing these skills at a young age.
Yeah.
Learning how to turn dirt into diamonds.
Oh yeah, most definitely. So we would get our grandmother old perfume bottles, off the dresser. This is how we used to hustle. We would pour baby powder and other little residue of other little perfumes and shake it up, and we go door to door selling perfume to grown ups.
So now they hustling.
Yeah, and then people used to they'll give us $5.
How old you was, Kenny?
We was doing that. Shoot, probably about 10.
10 years old.
Yeah, about 10 going
10
door.
Years.
Yeah, door to door.
Surviving and learning on our own.
Oh yeah,
at 10 years old.
You had to survive in the projects. You had to. You most definitely had to survive.
So at 10, you was really grown.
Oh yeah. So we would and my grandmother get mad because she had noticed some of her perfume bottles. And then my other friends, they mama perfume. So we used to come up. It'd just be water and just any kind of scent.
Right.
And baby powder. And that powder's we didn't even know.
But just exploring.
Oh yeah, but
we just experimenting.
And when we did that, we catch the bus to McDonald's to get us
get y'all something to eat.
Yeah, that's the only opportunity we had for getting McDonald's.
So what schools you went to?
I went to Potter Street, Lord. University, yeah. I went to Potter School. I went to Edith Bailey. I was there into my,
Right, yeah.
the whole 6th grade.
Right.
To Arthur Eddy. Then Arthur Eddy had shut down, and we had to merge into Central. And then that's when I became,
Miss KP.
Yeah.
That's when everything started coming to life. You started to see that your creative ability started to matter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I won best dress, and I knew I had to be creative because it was kids there that was fortunate.
Right.
Mothers worked at GM and stuff like that. So, I won best dress.
So while everybody else, mom was buying their clothes and this and that, you had to make your own clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when did you start tearing up your first piece of clothes and start making?
No, I ain't never. Let me tell you. Hold on. we got piggyback. So my grandmother always gave us $30 allowance. That was it. No more than 30.
Right.
No, 32, 35, no nothing. You couldn't work for no extra money. If that was just that. So back then we got Guess was out. We had name brand clothing and stuff like that. So when I tell you we did the $30, like I said, nobody knew at school that we were on a lower.
Right. Right. That y'all was from poverty.
Yeah.
Right. Because of the way y'all took yourself and was able to turn them dirt into diamonds and be able to take the necessary resources that y'all had at home with the clothing, you know what I'm saying, the chemicals with the perfume. And what you're doing is you're starting to set a trend. Now all the girls want to be like you.
Yeah. So it said,
I bet you had a big following back then before social media.
I've been popular all my life. Like some days I be wanting to just, I want to be popular,
right.
Because my hair was always nice.
Right.
And that's when I always did my own hair. Well, let me tell you another thing. I grew up, my mother and my grandmother see, they used the Marcel curlers, and they sit in the kitchen and curl their hair, these girls ain't even got no experience with the Marcel curlers.
Right.
So I seen them, they dyed their hair, they did everything themselves. If they want to go down to the train depot, they they got on that sewing machine.
Yeah.
They wasn't running in no malls and stuff.
Stuff like that, right.
We ain't had no cars.
Right.
So
yeah.
So that's so and so a lot of people say I worked at a barbershop not too long ago, and one of the guys, the master stylist, he said well, I know everybody from the hood but you. He said your brother know everybody. Like, why I don't know you? And I was working there, and I said, well, I was in the house combing my baby doll's hair, and you know, and that's what I was doing. So I spent a lot of time in the house. In my free time, I always played with my dolls, and I just did their hair. I made sure my dolls looked pretty.
That was your element in life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That was your comfort zone. Right
Y'all combing their hair and making sure they was polished.
I wanted to, because I wanted to talk a little bit about the hair.
Okay.
What is, like, because now we getting more into wigs now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it seemed like just running to go get your hair done is becoming a thing of the past. You know, now we can just put our wig on and go.
And that's true.
So do you think just doing regular hair is becoming obsolete and wigs are becoming more prevalent now?
Oh, yeah, because I'm living it right now.
So what does that say for the beauticians that's just doing hair, and is it time for them to cross over to wigs?
I mean, it's some stylists that I know that we all been in the hair industry for over 30 years. We went to Saginaw Beauty Academy that was located on James Street, which
oh yeah, I remember that. 12th and James. What was that, Miss
Carleen Gill?
Carleen Gill, yeah.
Yep.
I remember that building.
Yeah, and my instructor was Miss Yolanda Harvard. But so they still doing hair. We all still doing hair. I still have hair clients as well, but you know, I mean, I choose not to do hair as like that, like I used to.
Right.
It's a choice for me.
Right. And you do more wigs.
Yeah, I do it all. I mean, I ain't gonna turn no money down, but I would prefer to do wigs because I don't have to. It's more of a solitude thing. It's like if I was styling this mannequin right here.
Right. It's something that's already pre-done or something that's already. So say if I'm on the go or whatever, somebody want one here, you can come get it right now. I gotta sit here an hour and do your hair.
Yeah, see,
you know.
Too.
So it's all. So I guess it's about your timing.
Yep, timing.
So it's timing. You know, if you have the time to sit down and do the head, you know, versus the wig. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
So when did you learn how to start putting it together, the fashion with the hair?
Oh, I told you, I've been did that. I won best dress. I don't know, you know, I didn't understand. I didn't think they would give me that much credit. But I was just creative.
Were you ever part of the Miss Michonne Houghton?
My mama was.
Okay.
My mama, I don't know if she won, but I know she dived off the 12 feet.
Yeah.
They said my mother, they were swimmers, so she dived off the 12 feet. She's running on, and she was in the contest for the diving part, and she came off the diving board, and her swimmer suit came down in mid-air. In mid-air, we kids out there shining. You know, we was our mama was, you know.
Right.
Yeah, so I would go there and see my mama be a part of it.
Yeah, and man, the Miss Michonne was something special. It was epic, you know, Houghton School swimming pool. You know, it was a swimsuit fashion contest. That's what it was. It was swimsuit fashion contest, and we need to try to bring something like that back.
Oh wow!
You know, that would be nice, man.
Wow.
If
they wearing that without even getting to water.
You know, and show the different clothing designers and just something just to have some different events and just to be able to promote some things and just get some things out there and bring the city together, you know. But the theme of my show is we better together than separated. Give me some of your thoughts on that.
We are. It take a unity. It takes unity to build a community. So you have to be unified. You got to come together. Unity is coming together. So there is no unity, there's division. So you, I mean, people has been taught that being separated and being I'm gonna do my thing over here and she gonna do her thing over here, and people don't want to collaborate no more and due to the social media, and so that's why everybody is you know, they big on hate. They big on
Right.
hatred. They big on that stuff. That like you
Right.
shouldn't want to be big on
Hate.
hate.
Right, because it don't get you nowhere.
No, so that's why,
Right.
like, with you coming together doing this,
Right.
it's
we
some people.
better together than separate.
Yeah, you know, and some
You
people
know,
don't even
and-
want to talk to you about what the greatness that you exude to the world because they don't want nobody to know that you may be a little bit better at something than they are.
And at the end of the day, it's just it just needs psychological help at
Mm-hmm.
the end of the day. And what it is that we just need to be taught different, you
Yeah.
know. And that's the reason for this podcast is, man, to be able to help others out there, man, so we can stop this hate.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we see one doing something, we want to say, hey, we got, like I said, where Deez was talking at the taco stand yesterday, you know, that, you know, we got this certain bias or we got this certain prejudice in our heart towards this person that we've been knowing all our
Oh,
life.
say it again.
We've been knowing this person all our life. But they'll say Jay-Z got the greatest album and never met him and never
Man.
shook his hand or nothing. But will not support and supported every album and won't support you and been knowing you your whole life.
Say it again.
Ain't never been to New York.
Say it 4 times.
You know,
For the 4 times.
so the psychology makeup is, man, is backwards, man. We have to change, man. We can't think so narrow. We can't think so shallow. You know, in order for us to move ahead, we gotta be there for each other. We gotta connect as a chain. As long as your link's strong, then the chain gonna be strong. We
Okay.
all links in the chain.
Oh, well, that's why I got my links on my hat. Got my links on.
And I'm loving that.
Man, I'm telling you.
You
so
know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm linked up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so tell me a little bit, okay? So Granny taught you how to cook too, then?
Yes. My mother was my grandmother cooked the soul food. My mama cooked the fancy food, which was tacos, enchiladas, fish on Friday, smelt.
Right.
We had smells every Friday, stuff like
Smells.
that. Yeah.
I hate it.
I know we had smells. Yeah.
Man,
so,
I remember smells.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's what inspired. What inspired the kitchen? Just till you got to the point where you say, "Hey, I was gonna start a kitchen."
Oh,
Because that was it's a great void.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? To be able to look out there in the business world and see a void. Because here it's not a lot of places to go and eat, and it's not a lot of different cuisines. It's not a lot of different delicatessens to go and try.
Yeah.
So then here we got Richable over here.
Hey.
You know, and then listen, I want her to explain to y'all about how you know, when she get through talking about, you know, her food, you know, how she came up with the name Richable.
Okay. Yes.
So tell us about your food and how you came
Okay,
up
well,
with that
so the
name.
food thing, I've always been a great cook, but I gotta tell you something because we didn't cover this part.
Okay.
I was staying next door to my neighbor in the projects. We stayed, the houses was connected, and everybody knew my hair used to be really nice, you know, in the neighborhood, and they always ask me, who did your hair? Who did your hair? And I go to school. Who did you know, I'm like, me.
Right.
You know, me. So I was 14.
Mhm.
My next door neighbor asked me to come and put a relaxer in her head, a perm, because she got the refrigerator, you know, they refrigerate them then.
Right.
And so, and I, you know, and I was young, I played, you know, I always played with my birthday. Everybody just saw me always together.
Right.
So they trusted me.
Right.
No.
Had no problem with letting you be they cosmetologist, stylist,
No.
whatever.
So I went over there, I went next door, we stayed right next door to each other. We could knock on the walls, you know, and talk.
Right.
So yeah, so I went over there and put a relaxer, a perm in back then, and I ended up, you know, it was just so straight, and so I ended up just finger waving and playing with it, and you know, and then she went out to the world, and everybody asked her who did her hair, and you know, and she, you know, she was like, you know, me, my neighbor, and I'm young, so. And that next day, people at my door asked me to do their hair, and I'm like, well, I charge $5. So I was charging $5. I knew once I got my first $5, I knew that I would never be broke again.
Right.
So
Because you had made it on your own. You taught yourself to earn your first dollar.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you knew it. And you knew it. You knew it right then in your mind that you would never be broke again because you would never lose that talent.
I just knew that I knew that was a way out.
Yeah, that was a way out for you.
Yeah, it was a way out. I knew I had $35 now for my grandma
Right.
to give me 30.
Right.
I knew I could have 35, 40. So I
Right.
started. I was able to start buying me Guess
Right.
jeans. I was able to start.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Right.
and so everybody, it just I never had.
So you started taking care of yourself at a young
Yeah,
age.
and I never had to be taught how to do hair. You know, I didn't have to
Taught to yourself
it
that.
went on YouTube's or none of that kind of stuff. So I when I stepped into the game, it was there. God had already.
Yeah, she stepped in the game because of her lack of.
Yeah.
Because all the things she didn't lack, she didn't have the resources to get to the community mall, to the Kmart's and the different.
We walked to Kmart.
You know what I'm saying? To the
we
different
walked
fashion
we
districts.
walked a long way to
then,
Kmart.
Then in BV, then they had what was the other clothing spot they had?
The Normans.
No, but next to Normans, then they had when they used to sell the Daniel Bull hats.
I think it was the hair store was there. That was
the hair store, right there. I forgot the name of it, but they used to sell clothes too.
She said right there on Genesee. That was her back then.
Right next door to Normans, man.
Miss
Go to Normans and get everything for $1.
Yeah.
You'll have a whole outfit for $5.
Yeah, and then it was a beauty shop in there also, where that's where I was just to go visit, go and sit. We knew somebody that was very high in hair. I grew up around beauticians.
Right.
My mother, it was lady around the corner. They did Jerry curls. You go to their house and get the Jerry curls rolled up. And we had the Nickelback house, the weed houses. We had everything. We had everything.
Yeah. So who were some of the ones that inspired you from this city?
Oh, you want names?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, some of the ones that, give them their flowers.
Man, I'm telling you.
Some of the ones that inspired Kenya Parker, man, to be who she are today.
Whoa, that's too many people.
Yeah. Give us the two main.
You want to know when it comes to hair or?
When it come to hair.
Okay.
Because you started doing hair.
Okay,
first.
well, it was Diane Barnett.
Yeah, she showed you a lot.
Yeah. So she was my friend, Auntie, my best friend,
okay.
Auntie, and she was beautiful. And
right.
And then another person, Sheila Stinson. Sheila used to do hair around the corner, and she was a beautiful lady. You know. So she's had people come to her house in the project. So it was. We had houses you can go to get finger waves. You can go. So then I ended up coming to the game. So then they came to me for ponytails and yes, and waves and stuff like that. But when I first got started, I would save Diane.
So
she gave me my first Marcel curlers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to Diane.
Oh yeah.
Getting KPL first Marcella curlers.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Look what the Marcella curlers did and they morphed into today.
You
know what I'm saying?
Yes, and in my downtown, like how they on the phone and stuff, I would just I just wanted to figure out how did they used to twirl them curlers.
Right.
You had to twirl them things and twirl them things and and twirl them. Now all you see is flat irons.
Right.
So we go with the heat. Putting it down that direct fire.
Right.
Yeah, so that's how I growed up.
Yeah, a lot different.
Oh yeah.
And do you think and then with the products now, because I know you in the products because you got your own products too.
Yeah.
Want to talk about that? It seems like the products are a little more shoddy now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Versus when you was growing up with that iron and different things. Now you got a lot of products they don't even heat up.
Yeah.
They might last for a week or two. You know what I'm saying? You ever thought about getting into products? You ever thought about creating your own product as far as curlers and things?
Oh no, don't nobody use. Well, I ain't gonna say nobody. Some people.
I mean, flat irons and things of that nature.
Yeah. I need to hook up to that. I do. Yeah, I brought a lot of hairstyles into the community, so I'm more of a
guru.
A style.
You're a guru.
A stylist. So like we didn't have social media. We didn't have hair Bugle and Pinterest and none of that stuff. So I had to draw. I would draw. I could draw a hairstyle. Yeah, I draw it out. Whatever I wanted to see, I would draw.
You ain't even have mannequins to play with.
No. Now you have your baby doll.
That's
I mean,
You learn, yeah.
Oh yeah, you had to put so much grease and water in the baby doll's hair, and you know what I'm saying. So yeah, so they got way more leverage than we ever had.
Right. So, where did the name Richable come from?
Let me let me make sure my voice is. Ooh, that felt good. Okay.
It's nice out here today, y'all.
Yes. I'm over here. Let me tell y'all where Richable come from. Okay. I've always been pulled in, and I got pulled I got pulled out of hair school. When I was in hair school, I got drafted. When I was fully in hair school because I was so good at doing hair that they wanted me to come work in salons. I hadn't even finished my I hadn't even graduated yet. So they pulled me out of there and put me through an apprenticeship where they wanted to teach me and they wanted me in the salon. So see, you can get the apprenticeship license as well. So I was just good at, and that was through word of mouth and no social media. They came looking for me. So I had some great opportunities in my life. So my first salon, I worked at a very upscale salon. I was 18 years old, and which that was at Colors International with Terry Johnson, one of the greatest famous hairstylists of all time. So I worked. So I have. Let me tell you something. I done worked in a lot of beauty salons, great upscale beauty salons. So I was 18 going out on Christie Way. Had just bought my first car for $500, and I was putting on my clothes and going out on Christie Way behind Bay Road. So that was my first opportunity. So I worked there. I've been in salons. I done worked with some of the best people that ever did hair in Saginaw. So what I'm saying is now people got the opportunity to do hair at home, and they can call themselves whatever they want to call themselves, the boss this or this, that, or the other, but you had to have your credentials and you had to know what you was doing in order to get into these salons. So I have had opportunities. I worked in salons. I didn't work in beauty shops. So I worked in elegant salons, professional receptionists, people's cars on the phone. All the ladies in the shop looked pretty. You just wanted to be a lady. You wanted to look pretty and all that. So I goes to work there. I was taught and trained with Terry Johnson. Then I go off to work with another lady, which that's Diane. That was one of Diane nail techs. Her name was Vicky Cook, and she had her own salon across the street from 7-Eleven. It don't stand no more, but it was right there on Washington. So then another great person I went to go work with was Mary Gladden. Mary Gladden was the top tier Saginaw hairstylist. Shout out to you, Mary. So Mary had exceptional hair and nails. We worked on Michigan, and then we went over here where it's still staying at Styles on Washington right there. So where I went to go work with Lamont, Tammy, and with Mary. Then Boo used to do nails. Boo was she was very cold out here doing nails. She passed away. And so I worked there for 7 years strong. And then after I left there to move on, I went to David Mack Salon. So David Mack had his own salon right there on Gratiot. You'd always see the awning. David Mack, so I worked with a lot of great people. So I worked with David for another, I think, 7 years. So we're going through my journey. So after the 7 with David, I ended up going to work at that barbershop, which I was telling you about. The guy asked me he never saw me growing up, and I told him I was always in the house doing hair and paying my Barbie dolls. So I stayed. I was there then. I was there for about a year, and then I got my own salon. So I had my own salon. I just went out of business around. It's not even been a whole year. I lost my business when COVID came and made an impact on a lot of businesses. So I ended up. That's when my business went out of business. So I held my own salon down, which was called Red Carpet Salon. So Red Carpet Salon, where everybody feel like a star. That's the logo. That so the metaphor. So, and so every day I got red carpet. I got red carpet in my garage. So everybody feels like a star. So
Right.
so that's my thing. If you don't make it, if you never make it to the stars, at least you'll land among the moon. If you don't land on the stars, at least you'll land on the moon. So I always had red carpet where everybody felt like like they're a star.
Mm-hmm.
So so I did. So I had my own salon, and I went through I went through a lot to get it, and it was time. So I ran that by myself. Nobody ever paid me booth rent or anything. I held my own salon for 5.5 years until until COVID came. So now I'm at home. This is how I got home.
Right. But it's just not you. Everybody, a lot of. But you learned a lot in COVID.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was
And it seemed like a lot more business being outputted because
Yeah,
of COVID. That was created, that you created during COVID.
yeah. So
So it was kind of like a plus.
yeah. I was kind of happy to go out of business. I mean, because I wanted.
Yeah.
I knew it was time to do something.
I mean, we
else.
don't want to lose our
No,
business,
you don't, no.
But in a situation like that, you have
see,
to
I went-
capitalize off the adversity and capitalize off the difficulty at that particular
Yeah,
time.
I went through so much hate with the people of Saginaw. So the city of Saginaw literally turned on me.
Mm.
They literally did, due to the K Michelle.
What happened?
Yeah. So and then I had some previous social media drama going on with my personal life. So then that was all over this little city, and then I ended up with this K Michelle thing.
Mm.
So it was like back to back. So trying to get out of just doing hair. Just wanted to go do hair for the celebrities. I wanted to make some real bread. Just tired of $40 and $50 and $60, and people think they they bought you for the I just wanted
Right.
some real money.
Right. So you got out of here, you went out and started dealing with them.
So
Did you meet a lot of people at Magic City? I mean, at the Magic Show?
I never been to the Magic Show.
I mean, what they call
the Browner Brothers.
Browner Brothers.
Oh,
I'm sorry,
yeah,
Magic Show, Browner Brothers.
Yeah. So I was already employed at the Browner Brothers show. I always wanted to go to the Browner Brothers show. Growing up and being in hair school, that's a big thing. That's with the class take and all that. But never made it. Whatever. So and when I first made it, I was employed.
How much time you spend in Atlanta?
Working or
Out there pushing the brand.
well, I
At
wasn't.
that point in time,
No.
you're just working out there in the
I was just working at the.
Okay.
I was selling products. I was selling hair products.
Oh, you're selling hair products out
Yes.
there in Atlanta.
Yes.
Okay. How that turn out for you?
It's good.
Right.
Good. It's good. It sold. We sold out. So we working with some of the high top hair gurus, Instagram celebrities, a lot of Instagram.
Right.
Toya Wright, Tokyo. You got Keisha K. York. I'm working with all these people.
Okay. Hey, listen. Man, she's about interior decorating. Hair. Clothes. Food. Man, she does it all. I told you, listen, so we heard her story. She's the art of alchemist, man. She come from nothing and she transformed herself into something. Through hair, through fashion. She's one of the gurus around here in Saginaw, Michigan. And shout out to everybody else she named. Hats off to them, man.
Yeah.
Because hair and fashion been around in Saginaw for a long time.
Oh yeah, go hand in hand.
They go hand in hand. This is one of the most fashionable cities that I know about.
Oh yeah,
And we sit here with one of the most fashionable gurus in the city. So you on Instagram?
Yes, I am.
Give me social media.
I am Kenya Parker.
All right. You on Facebook?
Yes, I am.
What's your Facebook?
It's Kenya Parker.
All right. And like I said,
We're talking about K Michelle.
Go ahead.
Okay, you come
Hey, I thought you wanted to leave that out, but since you want to go back, okay, go ahead. Now,
Oh no! We just got to
No,
talk
no,
about
'cause
the how we
okay,
lead,
yeah, go
led
ahead.
up into
Go ahead.
it.
We got a few more minutes. Go ahead.
Okay. So you know, I'm gonna tell you another thing, which I believe would cause a lot of division and a lot of unnecessary attitudes and unnecessary hatred is watching those reality shows. When they introduced that to us as a black society, that everybody too busy, uh, it brought a lot of negativity as well. You know, it did. It just showed us how
The
to.
characterization of us, right? I see
Yeah,
what you said.
so yeah, all that, you know,
fighting. And
yeah, fighting
just everything.
and
Like,
hating.
it didn't show no type of, you know, the creative art was in the background. You know, they didn't really show us that part. They put more of a focus on the drama, you know, instead of the creative art. That's just what she's saying.
Yeah, so
you know, we're not trying to down the show or nothing like that, but what we're saying is that with the reality show, it you know, when you have a mind is like a garden, you know, it needs to be fed. Seeds need to be planted, and things gonna grow. So what you have to do is watch what's being planted in a garden. So when you take out time and you around different things, wasting time, then different seeds being planted in that garden.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, like I say, you know, and we're just saying that the creative side.
Yeah.
You know, you need to be more of the creative side.
We live.
Go ahead though with your story though.
We living in on the love and hip hop times too.
Right, we are. We are. I mean, we definitely living in chaos. We living in chaos.
Yeah, because you know, and I always say, you know, Mona Sky need to come to Saginaw.
Right.
Lord,
yeah.
You know,
definitely some stories
here.
here.
We got some stories.
Oh, we got some
here.
stories around here, boy. They pop it off every day, if not every minute.
Yeah.
You know. but what happened?
So I was, cause I had wanted to give up my I just wanted to be rich,
Right.
and not famous.
Right.
So I learned the difference, because you know, like you feel like right now with you people want to get famous, and then they think the rich don't come, because everybody think they famous now.
Right.
Even just regular people think they famous.
Right.
So, and I've always had a lot of fame growing up, but my bank account wasn't matching up with my fame.
Exactly.
So I just seeing how people treat each other now, friendships, just they went left. People want to they.
Right. So easy to give up. So easy to
Yeah,
throw it in
and
the trash.
you seeing your childhood friends turn into people that you watching on TV.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like they was losing their authentic self, working so hard to be like that chick, that chick. No, they doing it now.
What's being promulgated on TV.
Yeah. So I mean, I can see how it didn't change. We here to, you know, people got along. I still get along with the beauticians that I grew up with.
Right.
It's a lot of beauticians now. They don't get along with each other. They don't even get along with me. And I done taught half of them. I done taught the damn near all of them.
Right.
Yeah. So those very young people that you can, like you said, first word. I'm a teacher. Right. I know how to teach. I know how to. So they came to me. They came to me to get they points for graduating. They came to me for SEC and all that. They shadowed me. 90% of these girls have shadowed me. I've signed so many pieces of paper for them to graduate.
Right.
And right to now, to this day, when you see half of them, they don't speak to you. None of that.
Stop that.
None of that.
You know, listen, our OGs, we got to give our flowers to our OGs, man. We got to let them know that they count, man. Let them know that they matter. Let them know that they relevant in our life, man. You know what I'm saying? We got to stop doing that. We got to stop being so dismissive. Stop disdaining who they are. You know, just, you know, stop, you know, showing them contempt. Like, he ain't shit, or she ain't shit, or fuck her.
Yeah.
You know, when, you know, somebody then participated
you teach them the game, and then they go
they
try to be you.
But you know what? And you look at them, and at the end of the day, it's just one of your kids.
Yeah.
Because even though you don't get those flowers back, you know, you can look up, you can say and to yourself, I helped raise that.
Oh yes.
You know. So
they used to give flowers until social media came.
Yeah.
See, everybody want to be the star now.
Yes.
Everybody want that ASAP star. But see, I done been in the game. What are you in there doing?
And listen.
Don't be in there touching nothing.
Her daughter started the car.
Get out the car. Ain't no air flowing or nothing there. Get out the car.
So listen, we gonna get out of here, man.
No, we gonna close it out when K. Michelle.
Okay, we got 5 minutes.
Okay. I was at home and I was like I said, I told the Lord, I say I don't want to be famous. I'm no more. I don't want. If I gotta throw a drink or talk down on another woman or disrespect another woman or all that just to get to make it, I don't want it.
Right.
So that's what was demonstrated to us, as us making it now, going viral, with doing some of the awfulest things to each other just to make it. So I ain't want it.
Right.
So I sat at home and I watched the YatlifeChronicles all day and night, and it was called The Cost of Fame. That was the name of it. Y'all can go look at it. The Cost of Fame. All the celebrities, the reality show stars on there, they hate themselves. Because they depict
Cost of fame.
Yeah, the cost of fame. What did they do for the cost of fame? People said they don't like him. Oh, they've been in airports, and they did all that fighting. And in real life, people don't
tearing each other down instead of building each other
and people don't like them, and they trying to let people know they ain't them people.
Right.
So I said, boom, forget it. I said, I'm done with this. So I was getting ready to go to bed around 2:30 in the morning. I had did my cost of fame. I said I ain't want it no more. So I had been reaching out to K. Michelle anyway, DMing her, and I had been dreaming that I was doing her hair and all kind of little crazy stuff. So right before I get ready to go to bed, before we go to bed, we hit our little social site. Our last one we gonna check out. I went on Instagram. I'm in the bed, just chilling. Her picture come up. She was the first one coming up. I'm like, and she had some rollers in her hair, and she sitting at the piano. I didn't pay no attention to none of that. So because that was my girl. I listened to her. I made 60 wigs in 3 weeks listening to K. Michelle only.
Right.
So I was a fan of hers.
Right.
So I say so then she had to take her implants out of her butt. So you had people talking about it so bad. They come to my shop, my salon, talking about her. I say don't we don't do that up in here. None of that. So ended up. I'm feeling bad for her. I'm seeing all these people just on her ass, on top of her head about it because she had to take her implants out. So I go to make a comment, and so I said you should come get on my
Real
team.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Cause I'm out here defending you. Don't like you said. Don't
Promoting
even know
your
you.
brand.
Yeah. But. So
trying to do her.
Yeah, that's it.
Move to the next level.
I was just trying to move to the next level.
Nothing wrong with that.
So I ended up. I said they keep looking over. They keep looking over me. They keep. So I took 30 seconds. I say, Lord, give me a word to use. So cause she ain't paying no attention to me.
Right.
I need a word that's gonna stand out. And I already had typed what I had typed. Now this about 2:45 a.m. And some just said, Richable. I just typed it. Never heard it, never saw it, nothing. But see, I asked God.
Right.
I never asked God for a word. I asked God for cars, man, money. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Not a word.
Right.
So I ended up typing it. And I went on to bed. That was my good night. And I woke up on the Celebrity Shade page.
Saying what?
She was saying that what was Richable, that was stupid, because nobody never heard it, nobody never, so she thought.
So you was just saying Richable, promoting your brand that the guy had put on your mind.
God told me to say that. Yeah.
So you was just saying Richable.
He told me to say it.
And she shot at you because you put Richable under the comment.
Yes, and she said it was stupid and who listened to a woman with a swoop. But she also, she went on my page. She saw how beautiful I am.
Right.
So it's a lot of people that say a lot of stuff to her. So she don't, so for that, like I said, I asked for what. See, sometimes you could pray for something, you gonna get it, but you don't know how you gonna get it. Right. I said I wanted something that stand out, and it stood out majorly. And so
And that's how Richable was born.
yes, and that's how Richable was born.
Wow.
And so they wanted me to clap back at her. I said I wasn't clapping back at her. I never insult any woman. I do hair. I lift up. I build up. I don't tear down. So that she didn't know it.
Right.
I didn't know it.
Took it the wrong way.
Yeah, she did. She thought I was saying she was poor.
Right. Oh, wow.
Yeah, I said, Lord, she got a net worth. I ain't got no net worth. How she gonna be offended about what I said?
Listen, Richable, rich and able.
Amen.
You know, at the end of the day, you know, she done took us down through her life. You know, KP took her down through there. You know, showed us how to turn dirt into diamonds. You know, showed us the art of alchemy. You know. So at the end of the day, we want to give her flowers, man. You know, at Saginaw, we want to give you your flowers, man, and say thank you, you know, for everything you've done for us around here. You know, from the time you put your hand to a first head, and from the time you put clothes on the first person back, you know what I'm saying, around here, man. You know, just enhancing the community, beautifying the community, and making it better.
Man.
You know, we love you for it. And today, you know, we want to give you your flowers.
Oh,
thank
you.
know? So listen, man. Let's keep it, you know, let's keep it 100 with each other. You know, we better together than separated. You know, this is another edition of YatlifeChronicles, where you can catch me on YouTube at YatlifeChronicles. You can catch me on Instagram at YatLife1976, and you can also catch me on Facebook at Fortitude YatLife. Thank you. This is another edition of YatlifeChronicles, where we're better together than separated.